Alrighty. Okay, so before we are now in town, we did all the quests up into this point, and I think before we continue, we are going to look at our skills and our level. So each weapon, as you can see here, has a main attribute associated with it. And you'll also notice that there are some that are double, like the sword is in both strength and dexterity. Its main stat is strength, so you'll receive more damage output putting points into strength than you would putting points into dexterity if you're using a sword. Likewise, you wouldn't want to put any points into strength if you're using a bow, because it doesn't have a secondary scale. So personally, I'm going to be using a rapier and a gun. And so for me, I'm going to be splitting my points between dexterity and constitution. Constitution is your health and your max health. And your health, you know, represents overall level of health. If it runs out, you will enter death's door. Non-enemy players have an opportunity to revive you while in this incapacitated state. Consume tinctures to regain health quickly, and consume food to regain it slowly over time after a quick, immediate increase. And so, have one... Oh, because of my equipment. I wonder why it was 6. These all start at 5. So we're gonna do 10 points in dexterity, and we're gonna do 4 points in constitution. And you can see that increased my max health, and it also increased my bow damage. Now, I did increase the sword damage a little bit because, again, dexterity is a secondary stat for sword and shield. But you'll notice that the rapier, it's dexterity and intelligence, and its main is dexterity. Alright, so next would be weapon masteries. This is when you level up your weapon through killing enemies, you will gain a level. And it looks like we've got one in staff and one in sword and shield. I'm just gonna look through. I've got 3 points that I can put in here. And I don't really use these much, but the cool thing is you can go ahead and choose whatever, and then you can also respec. Currently, I have not hit a point in Mastery where we have to pay for it to respec. I don't know what level, if any, that this will make you end up paying. And I'm not sure if it's going to end up being gold, or if it's going to be Azoth or the premium currency, which if you do know the name of the premium currency, leave a comment down below. Let me know. So we're going to go ahead and choose those. And then with the healing staff, we're just going to heal target. Divine Embrace. Might as well have that started for me. You can go into attributes. Now, down at the bottom, you'll see your level and your next unlock. You can click this view leveling rewards, which it does pop up saying press F1, but it's a lot easier just coming into the menu, clicking level up rewards. And what this does is it will actually show you what is unlocked strictly by level. There's rewards at 10, 15, 20, basically every 5 levels you unlock something new. And later, you'll see these little, like, main story quest stuff, survivalist quest icons here. these are quests that will become available through the main storyline. And you can come here and it will actually tell you which specific quest you need to start in order to get said item or upgrade with territory control. So in all of these areas, you'll notice these markers. You've got Monarch's Bluffs, you got Everfall, all these different territories, right? Lots of them right now. And they're pretty big areas too. As you go through and pick up items, harvesting, fishing, logging, you'll gain territory standing. Crafting for a little while will also, depending on the items that you craft, will give you territory standing. And you can use the map to open up the territory standings and buy yourself a reward. Currently I've got 1 in First Light and 2 in Windsward. And that was all just from killing enemies, questing, picking up stuff, harvesting, logging, things of that sort. And these cards will appear. Now, personally, I do not choose this XP gain card, because eventually later, once you're max level, these aren't going to do anything. So I would suggest to leave the XP gain card completely alone, unless it's like one of the only other choices, because the more of these cards that you get, they stack in percentage. Well, I mean, they don't stack together. Like, it says increase gathering speed by 5% in Windsward. The next time it'll say something like 9.4%. It won't be the 5% plus the 9.4. It'll just be that last one. It'll be only the 9.4. And so each card you choose will end up going down in the plus percentage of what you would actually earn. So for this one, I do a lot of gathering. A lot of gathering in Windward. For the first one, I'm going to go with Gather Speed. Now, these 3 cards here are town-specific in the sense of, with the station fee, every time you craft something in a town, it will cost gold. Depending on the company that owns the town, as well as the faction that you are a part of, which we'll talk about factions later, they all cost gold. Trading at the post, crafting items in the benches, I mean, it can be as low as 1 penny, 1/100th of a gold piece. You know what I mean? So these are good to get, especially in areas where you're going to be crafting a lot. But in this sense, I think I'm actually going to increase my storage first, because Windsward is definitely a place that I'm going to want to eventually have my house. As you can see, when you get to Windsward standing level 10, you're able to buy a house. So this time, I'm going to choose the storage by 25. And again, gather speed. You can take the standing gain as well. But again, there are only so many levels of territory levels. And so I tend to stay away from like XP gain types, because they eventually cap out. And I'm not looking to max level like immediately, or, you know, go to be the first one to be 60. So take your time, figure out what you actually like to do while going between quests and towns and things, and, you know. And so let's go ahead and grab our quest. These quests here, once you get to town, are going to teach you are actually gonna basically you're gonna tour the town. You're gonna end up doing some quests around town to know where things are, and this will be different as far as like where things are actually located, of course, depending on the town that you like and are starting in. It'll have you run around to different people, but essentially, up until about level 12, this is all a tutorial for the beach and the town. So, what are Patty? How are you doing?
Hello there, and welcome to Windsward. We're always pleased to welcome a guest, or even a new resident. I see that message in your hand. Is that the report from Watcher Fayed?
It is. Would you like to see it?
I'm just grateful to know Takir is all right. I hope he returns soon. So, Overseer Dottie has seen this report then? I imagine he'll be oiling his armor, ready to charge into battle right away. If it's true that corruption is spreading rapidly now, then we must prepare. But there's no need to rush. We will take this one step at a time.
Alright, well, what can I do to help?
Plenty, I'm sure. But for the moment, you should take care of yourself. You must be exhausted. Go and check in at the inn. Explore the town. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Let me just run over here to the inn real quick, and I'll be back.
Welcome to the Southern Breeze. May a gentle wind always guide you home. Do you wish to check in?
I
We'd be
do.
happy to have you.
Well, good. I don't think you have a choice in the matter anyway, but thank you for the room. I appreciate it. And it didn't cost me a dime. Woohoo! Alright. Kurapati, I checked in the inn, but I didn't sleep.
Oh, that was much faster than I expected. Don't even try to tell me you actually rested.
Nope.
But you're an adult. You can decide when and where to make yourself at home. You are now officially a resident of Windsward, whether that is temporary or not. And that means you should become acquainted with the settlement.
Alright. What do I need to do? What do I need to know?
I would suggest you start by visiting the trading post. Then check out the storage space I've made available for you as well. After that, I suppose we'll put you to work.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me. I'll be right back then. Let's see. Gotta visit the trading post, huh? I am just now going to drop everything I am not currently using. Okay. Just Butterpotty. I have taken a look around town. What's next?
Well now, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Feel free to store anything you like here in Windsward. We will keep it safe. We always welcome any trading goods as well. It seems Overseer Dottie has taken quite a liking to you. He already wants to rope you into his grand plans for the settlement.
Interesting. Do you like living here in Windsward?
Oh, I suppose so. Sometimes one just knows when they're in the right place. Perhaps it's the weather, a certain opportunity, or even the people. In my case, it's all of the above. I belong here, if that makes sense.
Eh, to each its own, right? I like this place too. By the way, what are his plans?
I strongly suspect that it will have something to do with drinking or preparing for battle. He's asked to see you. I would ask you to try to keep him in line, but I think it would be a wasted effort.
Alrighty, well, I'll go see him then. Oh, hello again, Dottie.
Ah, there you are! It's time for us to get to work, my friend. The Windswood settlement won't defend itself, you know. And you and I, we're going to make a great team.
Oh, I can see it now.
I've decided to start amassing resources, supplies, anything we could possibly need. When the corruption comes, we'll be good and ready for it.
That's right. There is. Huh. Where do we start?
Ah, that's the spirit. Let's start with raw materials. Wood, stone, and rawhide. Gather what you can, and then get it all refined at one of our workshops. It's good, honest work. Yes, I wish I could go with you.
I bet you do. Alright, so gather 40 stone, 16 rawhide, and 40 tree greenwood. I do believe I have most of that, or all of that, in our storage shed, because in episode 1, that's why I suggested to gather materials on your way to town. Alright, we just salvage that. I don't need it. I already have all these. Alright, so we need 16 hide, right? We need 20, or was it 40 stone and 40 stone and wood? 40 stone and wood. Okay. Stone and 40 wood. Perfect. Grab those, and now we gotta go refine those. Alright, so we need 10. Over here to the wood shop. Do 10. Full. And we need 4 of these. Perfect. You'll notice, like I said, there's a tax on crafting. This is the reason why taking the crafting fee card under territory standing is a good idea for any of the towns that you plan on like heavily crafting. It'll save you a lot of coin.
Now then, we're starting to really stock up on some supplies here, aren't we? You can never have too much, I say. And that goes for everything.
Well, I don't know about everything. Each its own, I guess.
From now on, we'll be posting any supply requests to the town board. Visit the board, or just come talk to me. And if you want to take something on, go for it.
Sounds good to me. Well, what about weapons and armor, though?
Ah, see now, there's a true warrior. Building supplies are one thing, but steel and leather, blades and plate, that's the real deal. Yes, indeed, my friend. We should get Artificer Kotherin to fire up the forges straight away.
Should I go see the Artificer? I don't know.
Perfect, perfect. Sandris is one of the finest smiths in all Eternum. I'm sure the two of you will get along smashingly. Get those forges fired up!
Sounds good to me.
Talk to Sandris. He'll be milling about down there by the forge, if he's not already hard at work, I'm sure.
All right. Hello, Sandris.
Hello there. You must be this new hero Doty's been talking about. He cannot stop talking about you. And I mean that quite literally. At any rate, he said he'd send you my way, and, well, here you are.
Yes, here I am. What you got for me?
Well, Miklos means well, to be sure. He's just... well, he's more of a talker than a doer. Which suits me just fine, however, as I am exactly the opposite.
You enjoy doing the work. Okay. I do. I'm also familiar with the constable's grandiose plans. I suspect he told you to come down and tell me to fire up the forge, didn't he? Yes, that's exactly what he said.
Yes, he says it quite frequently, apparently oblivious to the fact that I always keep the fires lit. At any rate, what say we start simple? Try your hand at forging just an iron sword. I'll give you the ore.
Oh, well, if you insist on giving me the ore, I'd love that. Thank you. Shelter. But this is... okay. Might as well just take all the iron that you can and just go ahead and make it, because you're going to need a lot of it in the beginning. I don't want to do that up.
Right, let's see your handiwork here. Impressive. Quite impressive. Either you've done this before or you've got quite a knack for it.
Why, thank you.
I should hope I'll see you around the forge often then. You're welcome to use it any time. Skills like yours shouldn't go to waste.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, before you go wandering off, you should meet survivalist Carcetine. While dying isn't necessarily permanent on Eternum, it can be quite painful. She can offer insight on avoiding it.
Okay. What kind of insights?
Oh, the kind that keep you from freezing or starving to death out in the wilds. Being alive and frozen solid is particularly unpleasant. Talk to Carcetine. It's rare that she's actually here.
Alrighty. And I believe she's just right over here. Hey. Sandra sent me over. I forgot his name.
Uh-oh. Here comes another tourist. I'm just about over everyone in this settlement expecting me to keep them safe. It's not my job.
But isn't it though? I mean...
I hate to be harsh, but survival is not always a given here. Whether outside or in, people do die, or worse. Become corrupted, lost. None of us get a free pass.
So why set up a camp outside town anyway?
Why? There are many reasons. For starters, it's a place where you can rest, and you can craft supplies. Perhaps more importantly, if you get yourself killed, it's a convenient place to be resurrected.
So, no survival tips?
With all this talk about corruption spreading, it sounds to me like being safe is a thing of the past. I mean, what do you do if this settlement gets overrun by corrupted?
Run for the hills, I guess.
And then you'll really be in the thick of it. I mean, maybe you got what it takes, maybe not. Fine, let's find out. How about you head out there, make camp, and do some hunting at some of the local wolf dens?
If you say so. On our first adventure out of town. So, we'll just come over here real quick like everybody else and put our camp on the road, shall we? There we go. Took a minute for that to pop up. Yeah, we'll do... How about we do it this way? I don't know. I like making mine look good. So, we place it down by pressing Y, which is the default key. And you gather one flint, and you just hold the button, and it will automatically apply everything. You don't have to click it or nothing. Forgot that's a double attack. Well, take care of this guy. We're inside along with one platinum ore. You'll notice I can't run. That's from him hitting me even though I blocked it. That's what that attack does. Food and stockpiles of that sort. Ooh, see, that time it hit me, I'm bleeding. You can block the bleeding, but you can't block the stun from it. Level 200 tree, I think. 1 of 2. Level 10. My first bag slot. There we go.
Well, now, someone's strutting in here like they've proven something. I guess maybe you're a survivor after all.
And Skippy, girl.
All right, I'll offer you one tip no one ever seems to remember. Your camp is your real home. Set it somewhere so that if you do die, you're not too far from camp.
Yeah, sounds smart to me. Thank you so much.
Well, I got plenty to share. Maybe when I trust you more. Meantime, Magistrate Korapati was looking for you. You should go see what she wants. Oh, and hey, watch your back out there.
I will. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, official business. Go talk to Korapati, and...
Well, it seems you've been getting acquainted with some of the settlement's more colorful characters. I hope no one's gone so far as to be offensive.
Oh, no.
Of course, many around town find Overseer Dottie to be the most frustrating. I'm feeling a little impatient with him myself.
Why is he making you impatient?
Miklos has only been here a few years. He's still got that old world cavalier attitude about things. You seem more reasonable, however. Perhaps you could help me with something.
Well, of course. What do you need?
If we mean to defend the settlement, we must acknowledge that the factions are our best bet. You should speak with the Marauders, the Covenant, and the Syndicate, and decide with whom you'd like to cast your lot.
Alright. Well, I already know who I'm going to go with, but let's go ahead and talk to the Marauders. These guys right here.
You think you are the stuff of Marauders? Do not underestimate us. Our path demands sacrifice.
Tell me more.
We are the strongest of the strong. Where others hesitate, we charge head first into the fray. A marauder is rewarded not only in gold, but in the glory of each victory.
Okay then. Religious faction.
Glad to meet ya. What can I do for you?
How about you tell me what your religion's about there, buddy? No voiceover again? Aye, the spark is what gives you life. It is the mover within ye. The purpose, the beliefs that rise you from your bed every morn. The Covenant are the stewards of the spark, and the poor souls who wander in darkness. Okay. The Syndicate.
So you seek an audience with yours truly? What subject do you fancy? Astrology, numerology, alchemy, or any of the other sciences for that matter?
Why don't you tell me more?
We are the only ones here who have the acuity to unravel the mysteries of this place. We will learn the secrets of Azoth and its power, and usher in a new era of prosperity for all.
Yeah, that definitely sounds right up my alley. Hold on, let me go talk to the magistrate real quick, and I'll be back. Don't remember, is it her I talked to?
Meet with each of the three factions, and decide which you have the most trust in.
Yes, I've talked to them, and, you know, I'm ready to choose.
I sympathize with your hesitation. The factions can sometimes be a headache here. But I cannot dispute the fact that they have become extremely influential, both here in Windsward and all over Eternum.
Alright.
The look on that distinctive face of yours tells me you've made a decision. Hold me in suspense no longer. Out with it!
Let me join your crew. Why join a faction? Engage in special faction missions. You can complete missions for XP, coin, and faction token. Earn influence to determine territory control. Or compete strategically against enemy factions in PvP missions. Gain access to elite faction gear. Spend faction tokens on special weapons, armor, and consumables, and earn ranks to unlock advanced tiers and crafting components. Enjoy the benefits of territory control. Reduced costs for workshops and fast travel. And complete town missions to upgrade the settlement. PvP and faction war. Flagging for PvP. Flagging for PvP from any settlement or outpost. Default key U. Now, you can also, at the fast travel points in the world, if you are standing next to them, you can also queue into PvP without having to go to a town or outpost. It doesn't say that here, but figured I'd mention. Earn additional experience when flagged. I think it's like 10%, if I remember correctly. Contribute to faction influence within the territory. And with territory control, faction members of controlling factions enjoy benefits in the territory and settlement. Controlling factions reinforce control by completing PvP faction missions. Opposing factions undermine enemy faction controls by completing PvP faction missions. And you earn influence to challenge for territory control through a declaration of war. Faction war is a 50v50 siege combat at the territory's fortress. Utilize a variety of siege weapons to get the upper hand on your opponents. As an attacker, your objective is to claim the capture's point at the heart of the fortress. The defender's objective is to fend off the attackers for 30 minutes. Territory control. Territory influence. Territory influence is a measure of a faction's control of a territory. Complete faction PvP missions to retain control of a territory. The factions that do not control that territory must complete PvP faction missions to enable a declaration of war. Reinforce or undermine a faction's territory. Controlling factions reinforce control by completing PvP faction missions. Undermine the opposing faction's territories by completing PvP faction missions within their territory. You can prevent other factions from completing PvP faction missions by flagging for PvP and patrolling the territory. And prevent the controlling faction from completing PvP faction missions by flagging for PvP and patrolling those territories. Flagging for PvP. Flagging for PvP from any settlement, outpost, or fast travel point, default by you, enables PvP flag, and you gain additional experience. Upon leaving a settlement, you will receive a 30-second timer before becoming flagged. Once the timer expires, you are free to engage flagged members of the opposing faction. Contribute to an influence war to help your faction take control of each territory by completing PvP faction missions. Keep an eye out for enemy players who are flagged, indicated by the red background on their level, and their name will be red as well. Keep an eye out for enemy players who are flagged and stop them from earning influence for their faction by cutting them down. So, this is where you choose your faction. I am Syndicate. I am a knowledge gainer. A knowledge seeker. Join this faction. You will only be able to join a company with players of the... Excuse me. Start over. You will only be able to join a company with players of the same faction. If flagged for PvP, you will only be able to group up with players from that same faction. Before joining, you might want to double check the faction choices of your friends in the world. Your choice isn't permanent. You can change your faction from the bio screen once, which is, I believe, this screen here. After that, you can change it again every 120 days. That means you can change factions every 6 months, I believe. 90 is 3 months. So yeah, 6 months. Right? 4 months. Every 4 months. Excuse me. Yes.
Welcome into the fold. We'll uncork a bottle later, but we have work to do first.
Alright. Well, now that we've chosen the faction, I am going to leave it here for episode 2. I appreciate you guys watching. And next time, in the next episode, we will continue questing. I'm going to do some crafting in between. Kind of get my character kind of set up a little bit. And before we go, I guess we can come over here and I can show you the outfit for being a Twitch Prime member. Come in, there you go, change skin. And we go down to Swashbuckler. And we just do that with everything real quick. I really hope that there's a way to... Swashbuckler. Oh. I hope that later they have the ability to... I like how it shows my coat in the leggings. I don't know why that is. That's again, some of their menus are kind of... There it is. Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler leggings. Why are the leggings interesting? Alright. Swashbuckler shoes. And this is the pirate outfit. I like it. Being a pirate, kind of fun. Now, if you pre-ordered New World, you also have the Huntsman skin available. The Woodsman, excuse me, Woodman's. If you like that woodsman type of look, this is what that looks like. Awesome, awesome stuff. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one.